Welcome back, everybody, to some more BeamNG.Drive Cardurance. Today we'll be back on the Endurodrome map, going with 3 new vehicles, and yeah. Start off, we've got a base version of the Legrand. This car is a front-wheel drive vehicle, so its stability on some stuff, like after jumps and such, will be kind of meh. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it can hold together well enough. But this car, for being a base version, it is quite agile, which I am glad for. But I'm pretty sure with that front end it's going to go to the crapper here for too long. Let's get a nice little drift in here. And I'm going to try and avoid those. When I started the series, I said I'm not required to hit those, but I usually do, and that had been me thinking of when I was doing it just for fun instead of recording it. And that was, well, most of the time I was using better versions of the vehicles, so these lower versions don't quite like those so well. And it seems we're already pulling to the right, and we have rolled it now too. But she's still rearing to go, so let's get her back going. The front wheels, left one not so much, but the front right wheel is already starting to bend in at the top. And it's pulling to the right quite hard. Even though the front right seems to be angled to the left. Oh, the front left's just angled that far to the right? Okay. Yeah, so now both of the tires are fighting each other, which isn't going to be good. And unfortunately, because all these bumps, we haven't been able to catch up much speed. But we'll see how far she can take her. And that right front is not giving me very high hopes. And we did not quite get enough speed, so that's a rough landing. Our left front seems to be bent more to the right now, and we have rolled it yet again. Can you roll yourself back over? Nope, engine off. Okie dokie, where's my mouse? Let's get you back over. Now real quick, just look at how far back the front wheel... Well, actually the front right isn't shoved too far back, but it's angled, and front left has been shoved back in there, so... This car is already having quite an issue. And with how hard it's pulling right, too, it's not very promising. Although with this car, I didn't really figure to have the most fantastic results. Oof. Yeah, that front right's angle and the left front pushing us so hard is getting quite awkward to drive. Also, our body is now squished down to be nearly touching the ground, so any jump we scrape. Which isn't very fortunate, especially with us coming up on all these speed bumps. Yep, we just clipped the ground there. Yeah, that one, the second one we just slid over. So yeah, we're essentially on the ground, but she's still going, so... Let's see if she can get up some speed. And I know I keep calling it she, it's car guy terms. Ooh. That clipped her left front there. Didn't seem to alter the steering very much from what it was already. We're coming across the mud pit on our second lap. Seems like we're skidding more than driving. Maybe these rocks here, though, will press that back up. Not really. Ooh. Yeah, but the left front's angled quite a bit now too. Tilted, whatever. Got a little bit of air there on those. That's nice. We're actually catching up a little bit of speed now. Although that probably wasn't too nice on the front wheels. Yeah, the front right has been pressed back now too. It does not look very healthy for it. But let's see if we can get some speed for this jump here. It's not going to be enough. We'll slam off of that again. Didn't roll this time though. Although we did take a pretty heavy hit on that right front and our hood's popped now. And it's pulling slightly harder to the right now than it was before. And we caught the underside of the car on both of those, dang. Oh, come on, car, let's get her under control. Yeah, our front end is not faring the best. Especially with the banana curve we've got going on, but with this, that's one thing we don't have to worry about with this car being front wheel drive, is that curving the vehicle will not break the drive shaft, so. Well, we've completed our second lap, and what just happened? Okay. Gotta roll her back over here. There we go. Our engine seems to be pressed back a little bit now too, and we're getting some weird artifacting here. Oh, I see slight bumps over there now. Okay, I must have just caught one of them wrong. But our radiator is damaged now, so it's now on borrowed time. Or not borrowed time, but limited time. And it's pulling to the right very hard, and that hood is annoying now. And I cannot turn left well. Normally backing up would be bad to make a turn, but that's to make a slalom. It was partially because of me slamming on the brakes that the car wasn't turning. But if it's like an actual turn and not like a slalom, then I won't allow it to back up. Like if we're unable to make this turn, then yeah, it won't be able to keep going. But thankfully, I can drift around it, and I think I have enough steering to the left to be able to make it anyway. And it's pulling me off into the forest now. Let's scrape on through this mud pit again. Thankfully we made it through. Try to get the right... Ooh. Kind of biffed up the angling there, but... Our bumper is now trying to show our license plate to the sky. Reach for the sky. Oh. This thing is starting to struggle. Yeah, it non-stop has a piece, I think, of our exhaust dragging on the ground now. So that's not very good for it, but it's still pushing along. And she's on our side again. This car just does not want to stay on its wheels anymore. It's like, no, top speed, let me go, just give up. Man, the front of the car is not looking good. Yet again, not enough speed, but we did bounce flat that time. And... oh, well, our car just got a lot louder. Ooh, Ooh, it almost didn't make that turn. Oh no! How did our front right axle break when we tapped the left side? Oh. That is... Oh. Shift through your gear. Come on. Just stop. Well, that's the end of this car. Made it almost 3 laps. I don't even know a fraction for how far I made it, but we made it to just past the gas pump on the 2nd lap. And yeah, that's where it ended now. Mind you, this thing was on the ground now. It was no longer on the wheels anymore, really. Well, slightly off the ground, but it's got exhaust dragging. This car just... front end is not built for that at all. But it still made it a decent mount. And let's get on to the next one. And for our second vehicle, we have the Automobile Piccolina. However that's pronounced. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But we've got the 110A, essentially the lowest version of this vehicle. So I don't have very high hopes for speed, but we can see how it goes. This is a rear-engine vehicle, and I think rear-wheel drive as well, so it's going to be a little interesting. I don't think the radiator is in the front, so we could have better time with that. But with how hard the rear end just slammed down there, I don't have a whole lot better hope for that, or a whole lot more hope for that. But we shall see. Yeah, this is essentially a Volkswagen Beetle 50s or so. There are Herbie mods for this car, which is, I think, really cool. And there actually might be some that were released with this vehicle pack in an update a little after it was put out. I'm not sure. I just know that I had Herbie vehicles suddenly, and I couldn't remember if I downloaded a mod for him or what, but I do have Herbie versions, which I think is kind of funny. Let's see how she does in the mud pit. Actually bounced through it pretty dang well. Oh, losing control here though. Now, okay, I made it through that just fine. This car is actually handling itself really well. It's not getting to super high speeds because it is the base version. Oh, there goes another hubcap. I was just about to comment on it. Just about to comment that we'd lost one hubcap, but I didn't get to see it go, and I like to see them fly and roll away, but we are pulling possibly slightly to the left now. I'm not sure. I did think we were, and then suddenly I wasn't sure, so but I managed to use the steering to get it back along its wheels there. So we can just keep on going. Ooh. And I don't like how this rear license plate separates up my name. Like my channel name is Top Speed Wolf, which I was originally, oh my word, I was originally just going with Top Speed. Then I realized there's 30,000. Ooh, we've lost a tire. Then I realized there's 30,000 other Top Speed channels out there or whatever. I know that's a huge exaggeration, but there were a bunch of others, so I wanted to define myself from the others. And so I tacked the wolf onto the end. And I would put it as my Steam name here, but for BeamNG.Drive, adding that wolf just makes it chop off after the W on some plates. And then others, it'll just cut off the D on the end, so it looks really weird. So I decided just to stick with Top Speed to have a decent license plate on these vehicles. We are pulling heavily to the left with this flat, and our right front is also angled to the left as well, so it's not very good. Oh, and where I was getting with the license plate, I don't like it on the back of this one because Top Speed. I know. She is having issues keeping up the speed now with that flat and how hard it's pulling left. Like there, I wasn't even steering to the left. That was just it going. If this vehicle is unable to keep up the speed, then it will be disqualified. But we're picking up speed now. Or not disqualified, but it will be called quits. I keep calling it disqualified. It's not disqualified, it's just getting cut out of the running. Or not. That's the wrong thing too. Wow. What I'm meaning to say is its run gets ended. There we go. Yeah, this thing, with how heavy it's pulling, it's a little bit hard to get up the speed though, because I'm non-stop steering back and forth. Man, this thing really wants to go left. You only have one head cup left now. Oh, this is going to be bad. There goes our exhaust. Oh my word, it's loud now. Hopefully you can still hear me fine. I really should start recording my mic separately in Audible and editing it in. But honestly, I'm a little bit lazy with that. And partially, Audible just loves to give me issues. I think I've got an outdated version and I need to update it. Because that's all I was originally going to do, but then after issues with it, I decided to just use OBS and record it all together. Man, it pulls left hard. Let's see if we can get enough speed together here for this jump. We did fairly well on it last time, and our radiator is not damaged. But I essentially haven't let off the gas this whole time because this vehicle is so slow. So our coolant does seem to be maxed out on temperature. But I haven't seen any warnings, so I don't know. Might just be faulty warning information. But this car is about to finish its second lap. Ooh, E. Yeah, I might have to do a police chase video here soon. If I do, I'm probably going to get an upgraded version of this car and basically call it the Italian job. Because we don't have any Mini Coopers in this game. There might be a mod, and I'll probably hunt for it, but if not, this is the closest thing that we have to a Mini Cooper, is this little bug, so. Man. That tire physics there, where it's bending with the turning since it's flat, that actually looks really nice. But the tire, the whole rim and everything itself is tilting, so I think the axle's a bit screwed up there. Or maybe that's just how it turns. I don't know. Oh, we're chugging along pretty decently here. Still not getting the highest of speeds. Scratch my nose for a second and it almost puts me off the course. Dang. Barely scraping over those rocks now. Yeah, our front end's getting pretty low to the ground. But thankfully all our power's in the rear. Just gotta hope we don't catch a rock going after that jump and disconnecting the engine or anything. But it's leaning to that left front corner pretty hardcore. Oh, but we're going bouncing now. I need some water. My mouth is starting not to want to function for me. Barely making 20 through that part. Steering made me cut that corner a little bit, but that's fine. Let's see what kind of speed we end up getting here. Ooh, that was a bad landing for us. Our left front is now shoved up into the wheel housing. And basically not usable. So yeah, we are going to be catching everything when we hit now. Back on the road here instead of looking around. Well, yeah, that left front tire only touches the ground every once in a while. Mainly when we're turning right, so that's not very good. We've turned this into a pigeon. Ooh. That, yeah, the steering has been screwed up. The axle or something has been tilted. So that steering system is not right on the front anymore. The Scar is slowly giving up on us, but somehow that hubcap's still hanging on. No! Okay. Apparently we're playing Skate 3 now, because we grinded it. Either that or Tony Hawk's, whatever his games are. Didn't really pay much attention to those. The only reason I really like Skate is because of all the derpy physics. I like physics games, as you can probably tell by the fact that so far the main videos I've been uploading are BeamNG.Drive with its buggy physics. They're good physics, it's just, it's hilarious sometimes. I think that should have been our third lap completed. I kind of lost track because I've been, just talking and kind of cruising. I'm pretty sure that was the end of our third lap back there. We should be on the fourth. The Scar is actually lasting longer than I thought it would, but it's mainly because of how slow it is. Oh no, our last hubcap. Come back. No. And I'm steering to the right, but it still pulled us to the left. Barely made it through those mud puddles. And we have rolled it, but saved it, but... Ooh. Almost couldn't turn left there. We're going to have no speed at all for this jump. The oil is overheating. And just to be courteous, I know this car can keep going for a while. And it was partially my own mistake that it got slowed down before that, so I'm just going to help it out a little bit there. Because honestly, getting stuck on stuff like those rocks there shouldn't usually call it. Unless they got stuck on those rocks because of steering issues or such like that. But this thing's still able to keep going. Or steering and power issues or whatever. Oh, we're able to see the engine now from time to time. There it is. Oh my gosh. This car likes to ride itself, but the engine did lock up. I'm pretty sure that was 3 laps completed. And, oops, sorry Mike. 3 laps completed. And then we made it over pothole hell. So, he's got some pretty good damage on her, especially that front end there. Just real quick. Another look at that engine. And there we go. Let's get on to the next one. And on to our final vehicle. I've got the Gavril Roamer i6 automatic, I think. And I know in the previous videos I was doing kind of a crazier, wackier vehicle, or just something I didn't expect to do well, like that police vehicle. I know I was doing that for the third vehicle, but I figured I'm going to get to those types of vehicles later on. Might as well just get as much as our baseline done as quick as possible. So I'm going to just be doing around the same tier vehicles in each episode. Well, I say around the same tier, but at first I'm going to be doing kind of the base vehicles, and then after that we'll go into the more crazy stuff. But so yeah, this is the i6, which is the lowest version, I'm pretty dang sure. At least it's the furthest up on the list and the smallest engine size in here, so with being an inline 6, so yeah. This car, it's getting some SUV, whatever you want to call it. Some people call these trucks. But it's able to get a decent amount of speed on it, and unfortunately I was losing it there. I was trying to keep it under control, but kept whipping it back and forth. But this thing, with its suspension system and being a little higher up, it should be able to handle itself a lot better. Well, the world may never know, because with its different suspension and greater clearance, it also has a softer suspension, which, while better for hitting bumps and going over stuff, it can also give out a bit sooner. Because the stiff suspension, although it does make it a rougher ride and can do a little bit more damage, does also last a little bit longer, it seems. It's like right now our vehicle here is already sinking down in the rear right corner some, it seems. Ooh, that was a rough hit. Now I can't get off that right wall until I fling to the left. And I've already rolled this thing, but we're good to go. Star Fox, or not Star Fox. Oh, I can't remember the bird or whatever it is that talks to him, but do a barrel roll. He told me to do a barrel roll. Dang, now I cannot think of what that... I can't think of what his name is. All I can really think of that is Star Fox. I didn't play that game, so I'm not really the most knowledgeable on it. Some of you out there may be thinking, you didn't play that game, but how? He must be really young. And not really. I just didn't have much of gaming in my younger years. Heck, when everyone was getting actual video game consoles, like the Nintendo 64s and then the earlier PlayStations and Xboxes, all that. Well, everyone was, and I guess I skipped a few generations. I don't exactly remember when Nintendo 64 came out. Like, I don't know the year off the top of my head, but I know when I was in middle of grade school or so, buddy had a PS2. I think it had been like fairly new, like maybe a year old. But while everyone else had stuff like that, I was playing on little old school video game things. There were a joystick with a couple buttons and a few game cards that you could put in and play, Galaga and stuff like that. Pac-Man. That was the beginning of mine, and first actual console I got, which it was a Wii, and while the aiming system on it's fun, it didn't have really all the games that the others had, so yeah. But I'm getting off topic here as I roll the roamer again. It likes to roam its... Ooh, I pressed that a little bit hard. Oops, oh, that's too far. Dang it. Why? Okay, that's close enough. I should have just left it as was, but yeah. We've completed a lap with this vehicle and barely made it over this. Oh no, our bumper. My name. Oh. And we are on our second lap here, getting back around to pothole hell. And spinning out on it. Yeah, unfortunately with how bouncy this thing is, it kinda gets weight off the rear wheels and then it just kinda goes out on you. But here we are on the jump again. We ain't good air on it. Have halfway decent landings, but it does like to land on that front end. That can be quite worrisome because that can easily damage the radiator. Had a little bit too much speed coming in there, so I threw it sideways and almost didn't work for us. And my front door arms or wings, whatever you want to call them. I can never really, I don't know what specific name would be for the top parts of the doors. Maybe just the frames for windows, I don't know, but those are bent out quite a bit. I normally don't think of referring of them because my car is a frameless window system on it. It was just built without a frame at the top of the window. It rolls up into the frame of the car, so I don't know. I'm just kind of going off on all weird trains of thoughts right now. I guess it's partially because I'm not sure what to really talk about right now, because this car, while being a bit smushed from rolling over and having lost its rear bumper, it's not really taken all that much damage, although... Oh, I was going to say although our engine shows orange, but that was probably just from the oil starvation thing that started up when the car was flipped over. But since I turned off the engine, it didn't really do anything to it, really. It just gave a warning. Oh, our bumper! I just yeeted it. Yeet! Ooh. That was a bit tough on her. And we have completed 2 laps of this thing now. I am so ready to get to the faster and more powerful vehicles because, dang, these first ones just, they kind of go on for quite a while half the time because, well, either they go on for, ooh, there goes a radiator. I told you that would happen. But these slower vehicles or lower tier vehicles, either they last longer because they're not getting enough speed to do enough damage to themselves, or they don't last nearly as long because they are too weakly made. But now our roamer here is on a clock since it has lost its radiator, and now we clipped that there. But oh, just about rolled it over because it didn't quite hit that jump. Trying to maneuver through here. Got my camera really high there. I just about couldn't see what was coming up because of it. But we have completed 3 laps now. And besides our radiator, we're still charging strong, and if the jump hadn't killed the radiator, that would've. Me getting a little too fast there and not quite having the handling anymore to get slowed and turned. It is pulling slightly to the right. Dang. Really bounced through it that time. But as I expected with his taller vehicles, this thing is just completely rolling over that rock wall, no issue. But I somehow spun it out there? Nonetheless, we're still going, and we'll say hello to our bumper once more. Our coolant is now overheating, so the clock is ticking down fast. Our bomb defusal guy is getting nervous. No matter what he does, this will blow. And with YouTube stuff that's been going on, oh no, I said bomb, I'm gonna get demonetized. It's as if I even had monetization to begin with. Oh gosh, there goes everything all at once, essentially. Yep. I think our engine has essentially given out, and right now it's mainly... No, we still have power, it just got really quiet. That's odd. It's never gotten quieter when it starts dying. Rod bearings are gone. And there goes the engine. See how far it'll coast. And it's going to stop there. Okay. So that seals the deal for the roamer here. It completed 3 laps and made it just a little bit further than the Piccolina. And died here at the slaloms before the finish line. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.